G'day guys, my name's Josh. You can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 19, where I'm back in my testing world because I don't think we've reached the epitome of what the killing corridor can be. In the last episode that I was here, I rebuilt, rejiggered, reconfigured the killing corridor to work in the new Alpha 19 because we know that the Fun Pimps came out and changed the pathing rules for the zombies on the wedge tips. Now, this one here works fine. It works absolutely hunky-dory. It is made out of flagstone despite being painted to look like cement, just because I like this texture a whole lot better than the flagstone one, because the flagstone one looks horrible. But this one works just fine. But we did have a couple of issues where zombies would get cramped up, that like run into each other and take swings at each other and kind of cause some collateral damage to the base. So I reckon with a little bit more tinkering, we can get this to work far, far better and hopefully get it to a point where you can use something like this for a late game horde. I mean, this will work fine for day 7, day 14, maybe day 21, but at that point, you're probably gonna wanna upgrade it to something a little bit better. So that's what I'm here to do today. Take this concept, ratchet it up a little bit, refine it just that little bit more, sprinkle some salt and pepper all over the top of it, and hopefully come out with something that we can use against a late game stage horde with demos and whites and bikers and all the bad things in the world. The corridor should be able to handle. Annoyingly, it turns out in the most recent update to 7 days, they've taken out my ability to clear large swaths of land with the K menu. The K menu now doesn't bring anything up. I think it's only in like the POI editor now that you can actually use that. So we're just gonna have to roll with it how we are now with like this undulating Tuscany Hills looking rubbish that I don't really want to build on, but that's what we've got to deal with. So I'm gonna leave that one over there as is. I mean, normally with my testing worlds, that's how JaWoodle Park happens. I build something, I leave it and build on it somewhere else, and eventually we have like a town full of different bases. So in that true form, I'm gonna build something similar again, this time in a different orientation so we get some nice morning sunlight on it. That's the only reason I'm building it this way, just so when the sun comes up over that hill, it will throw some sweet sunlight on this build so I can get a nice shot for a thumbnail, because that's the kind of stuff you gotta think about when you're trying to make a video for YouTube. So I'm gonna build the same kind of thing, the same chassis is gonna be the same. I'm gonna get the zombies up off the ground because that always controls their pathing so they can only get to me from one direction. Building on ground level opens you up from attacks from 360 degrees, which is bad news bears. So I'm gonna do the same thing again, get them all up off the ground, running in a certain direction. How tall is this actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's kind of the standard height that I usually use. Let's build a little bridge out that way. Yeah, no, this should be good. This should be good. I think I've got some ideas rolling around inside my noggin that'll hopefully work, but we won't know until we send a couple of Chelseas down. There we go, just got like the standard chassis all built up. But before I actually go and build some of the ones I have stored away in my noggin, I do want to test something I have seen a lot of people talking about, especially in the last Killing Corridor episode and on Twitter and stuff like that. People seem to be saying that the thin wedge tips, these ones, what are they called? Not flagstone blocks, God, what's the actual shape of this thing called? Where steep corner top. So I've used these before in 17 and 18, and I didn't have much success with them. But I've seen people saying that maybe they're better now. So, I mean, it wouldn't be me in a testing world unless I gave it a red hot crack to see how it's gonna go. Now, I stopped using these because they weren't very good. In fact, they were awful at protecting against dogs, especially. Dogs seem to be long enough that they can kind of traverse that gap and just kind of float across and get across and bite you in the kneecap. So I don't want that to happen to me again. But with the new zombie pathing, it may be even worse again. In fact, that's a pretty long span. I mean, normally I only do a 4-block span, especially for Alpha 18. Not a 4 blocks, man. Oh, is that 4 blocks? Yes, it is, because it's 8 blocks in total. I was thinking 8, but no. I normally do a 4-block span. That was used to be all that you needed, but now, in fact, let's not even take any chance, but let's give it its best chance at actually getting this to work. Let's go like 1.5 times the length that I normally do, like that. I'll give it some extra space, extra drop for zombies, put you there and there and there. I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. Based on like what used to happen to me, I'm pretty sure this is gonna fall down and be pretty abysmal, but whatever. We'll give it a crack anyway. Let's get ourselves a couple of Chelseas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you will do there. Nope, stop, calm down. Let me get to my position first. Okay, get their attention, turn the AI back on. You gotta come over this. Yeah, there we go. All right, first test is done. I do see it as a path. Oh, she did make it across, didn't she? They're getting further than I'd like them to, though. I don't like that at all, actually. I don't think that's going to take very long before one of those makes it across. We'll give it another test run, though. Come on, here we go. Okay, you're going to get across. You're going to fall down, up. And so if she didn't stumble there, Let's get some more. If she didn't stumble, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have... Oh! Yeah, nah, they're getting too far across. If they only seem to fall down when they stumble... Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Oh god, I really don't like it at all. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work. Oh yeah, they're coming across in droves now. Right, never mind. So if that's how it works with Chelsea's, how's it gonna work with a couple of dogs as well? If it has 10 dogs, it's probably more than I needed. God, that's a serious dog horde there. If it works the same as it used to, they should get across there with no real dramas at all. Yeah, nah, listen. I'm not doing that. It's not gonna work. It's not a horde contains a whole bunch of different zombies and stuff. I don't need to test any more than this. It doesn't work with a Chelsea, which is like a bog standard normal zombie, just kind of a default AI tester. It's not gonna work with dogs, which is not gonna work with whites or spiders or cops or anything like that. Nah, that's a bust for me. It may work for you. You may think it's the best thing ever. But for me, I mean, I like to, be reliant on the corridor. If I'm going to go through the effort to make a corridor, make a cheese base, I need to know that it's actually going to work efficiently. If it's letting like 1 in every 6 zombies through, what's the point in building one? Just build a brute force base instead. You'll have better luck. So, that one's a bust for me, but that's okay. That wasn't the be all and end all of while I'm here. I've got some ideas. I'm going to clear the space and start building the next bit. So the first thing I want to try, I'm going to keep it too wide for the moment, but we might expand on that a little bit later, because I want to try and stop them getting all congested and conglomerated at the start of the wall. Now I'm going to ruin the symmetricality here a little bit, but I think I might need to, just to make it run that little bit better, and stagger where the where they actually come in and start to move into that single file. So I want the wedge tip slope again, just like there, put you up on like that one. So kind of think of it like, on the freeway when you're trying to merge and come across into your lane. Like, you don't have 4 lanes all merging into one at one point. It just wouldn't ever work. You have it kind of staggered, so they kind of move in like a zipper, like you're doing up your fly and trying not to get your pubes caught in it. So like the first row will start moving across here, the second row move across there. That will hopefully work a little bit better, but we won't know for sure. Let's get a couple of Chelsea's again. Chelsea is just my bulk standard tester. She's always been good to me. She always runs the tests as I want them and does what I need her to do. Tells me what I want to hear, whispers those sweet nothings. So hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for them to get across. In fact, they might have to spawn some more zombies. But they still have that stop. They still stop when they hit that first ramp. They're kind of like smearing their nose against the opposite wall and having issues with that. I don't like it, but we're going to give some more anyway. Get a whole bunch of them out there. A whole bunch. Come on, here we go. What's going to happen now when there's more Chelseas in there are room up in the corridor? That was almost a grammatically correct sentence. Look at them down the bottom there, though. I'll never get sick of that. Just the flopping zombies down the bottom. Nah, look, they're getting all sorts of cooked. All right, that's not going to work. No, Chelsea, stop it. Thank you for testing that for me, but that's not what I needed. But now we know, though. Now we know that's not an option. We're going to find something better. I think, given that there's there's a lot of zombies that show up on Horde night, so I think if I expand on this a little bit and kind of make this corridor wider, kind of like the OG Alpha 17 corridor, where it used to be 4 wide, because you have the walls up the side that held the barbed wire in place to slow down the zombies, which in my mind is still like the pinnacle of killing corridor. That was the OG and the best, and was invulnerable to everything. Like, I put day 7,000 horse down that thing, and it didn't even blink an eye. But I'm going to make it wide, just like I did back then, to hopefully build up a wall along here, so the zombies will still have some clear air to run down the middle, but they're not going to get trapped on each other. But maybe, what am I going to do with this? I wouldn't put the wedge tips down the center again. It doesn't seem like it'd make a whole lot of sense, given it's so much wider now. Maybe I do the same thing, but I just put it, like, on the outskirts, like that, I suppose, all the way across like that. I mean, that's far enough on the outside, I suppose, that hopefully we're going to be able to get some results out of it. The zombies will still path across it. I don't know. It's going to depend on what I do with the walls down here. If I block it off completely, the zombies won't pass. So I need to make maybe just a half block wall down there. That should get it running pretty nicely. I mean, it also looks really cool. I really like this fatter chute thing. It's a thick chute with like 7 Cs all the way across like that. That looks so much better. It's symmetrical, it looks nice, it's a thick boy. If that works, that's going to be wonderful. In fact, now that I'm building this, I can already see that it's probably going to run a bit better, because if you look at where the zombies are going to path through, they're going to come up here, and at no point are they smashing their nogs against the front of this wall here. They've got clear line of sight all the way down. Now, that's a bonus, because you can sit over there and pepper arrows down and, eviscerate anyone who gets in your way. But it also means that at no point are they actually running into a wall and having to path around it. So this might actually work. I mean, already it's looking like it might work a little bit better. I'll just finish off this wall, though, all the way down, up until where the arrow slots are. Not the arrow slots, that is a completely different build that I want to do. So up until where the wedge drop is. I don't know if they can like kind of path across that little gap there. If they're running on this block here, I don't think they should. Only one way to find out though. Let's finish this build. Let's give it a quick little once over, make sure it's all structurally integrity good, and we can try again. I mean, already that's looking so much better than it was before. Let's fire a couple rounds in the air, get that AI turned on again. The awesome music starts. Ooh. Okay, most of them are going that way. I have a couple of them just kind of aggro at my tower right now. Oh, there we go. Oh god, they made it across. Josh, pay attention when you're actually here to test. She gave up and ran away, but so some of them, that's something you can't, oh, I'm about to die. Jesus Christ. That's one of the things that you can't really fix at the moment. Like, there is a difference to some of their AI, especially with their destroy everything mode. Now, those two zombies that ran over to me, I think they were the ones that spawned in on top of the heads of the other Chelseas, which means they may have just decided to go into destroy everything, which is fine. Any zombie that falls 2 blocks or more has a chance to go into that mode, which like hay bales don't stop it, water doesn't stop it. As soon as they drop more than 2 meters, there's a chance that's gonna happen. So, but eventually they got out of that mode and went over to where the rest of them were pathing through anyway. So far so good. They did path across it. However, my body's a bit broken at the moment. However, they did manage to make that gap across and come over and punch me in the willy. So let's continue this wall down here a little bit. Just block off their access route. If everyone turns into one big long walled corridor, that's fine with me. It's like every iteration of this that I build looks a little bit better to me. Even though it's made out of flagstone, like this is looking so much more appealing to, well, me and my base building brain than even the one over there did. That looked all kind of tight and confined, a little bit claustrophobic. This one's nice and open. It's got a nice big open drop here as well, so zombies shouldn't get caught up in here. It's looking really nice, actually. I'm really starting to enjoy how it's gonna look. So I think I might even... Let's get some Chelseas. Are you guys on? Yes, you are. Okay, let's get some Chelseas. Let's go all out. Let's go some whites as well. Like that. There we go. Let's also get, we've got to test the dogs too. Zombie dog. Boom. Get a couple of you guys going too. All right. Everyone get their AI on. Everyone get annoyed at me. Everyone come over this way. Now, you see how none of them fell off any other zombies' heads? So none of them have gone into destroy everything mode. So they've all come down here nice and easily. Why are you getting caught up there though? Interesting. No issues with the pathing though, except for that one little bit there where they kind of try to walk through the wall and kind of get like stopped a little bit, like they're running into sandpaper. Okay, how am I going to fix that? But, I mean, before I get too wrapped up in that one, look at that. None of them are getting annoyed, none of them are running over and trying to beat down my pylons and stuff. They don't seem to be going into destroy everything mode that often. Yeah, no, we're fine. We are A-okay. How's that dog gonna go though? It's the first dog to run through the corridor. The rest of them have been avoiding it. Look at all the open space in there though. You could bloody charge a timeshare for that bloody condo levels of space. Yep, dog went down. No worries at all. Okay, so if I could fix up that little like kind of stop they have there, I reckon we might be onto a winner. So what about if I just did like kind of the same principle? I got the wedge tips over here. How am I looking actually? No, that's not even a wedge tip. Never mind. Excuse me. I need that one. Oh, it's even the right orientation. If I stick some wedge tips to the wall like that, it'll throw them a bit further away from where they first start that pathing, so it might be a little bit better. In fact, just because, I mean, symmetricality and aesthetics always matter. We've got to make sure we're doing our bits to make sure this looks as good as possible. Let's go on face and get you up on that one there. In fact, we can make this even better. I know all the zombies are around here being very angry at me and stuff right about now, but I've got more important things. I have to make my base look as aesthetic as possible. So I need this one. If I get that one and go on face, like that, there we go. So now it's going to be, like I made a base similar to this back in Alpha 18. I think I called it a shoot base back then, where I've got like the wedge tips all the way around. That looks so much nicer. And that should hopefully mean that they're trying to path from here onto that one there. So they're going to skip like that kind of whole first block there and move onto that one. That's the dream, that's the hope, and it should hopefully stop them creaming their nose against that pillar there. But we'll see what happens. They're all still there, get their attention, turn their eye back on. They're going to run the opposite way. Okay, here we go. Going to be nice and smooth this time. I mean, it's smoother. It's definitely smoother than it was. It's not completely smooth yet, though. But even with all these zombies cruising around, those dogs are going to go, oi, doggies. Come on, there you go. Get angry. Get over here. Even with them cruising around out there and all these zombies rolling around. Why are you stuck? Why are you stuck beating on the wall? Weird, oh, there we go. Weird anomalies are going to happen. They reset their pathing every so often, so that's not so bad. They will eventually get back into gear and go the normal way. I can fix this. We're close. We're close. I can taste it. My giblets are tingling. I just want to sprinkle a little bit of fuck yeah on this corridor. I think the key here lies in just getting them further away from that, like the edge of the drop. The further away they get from that, the less likely they are to get stuck, I think. So that might be the best way to go. We'll go like this. In fact, we might even... Let's do it. Let's do it. Copy rotation and copy shape. I want to go, but let's go back the other way, like that, and then like that. Let's give our corridor a little bit of a dick. Let's give it a little tiny penis. It might not be enough, actually. Let's get this, not the copy rotation, get the shape. Let's go like that and just stick his little wee just a little bit further out. Come on, a little bit further and like, no, not there. Come on. That one. There we go. He's now got a little bit of a show dick in the middle of my drop. That's okay though, because hopefully that'll mean, so they're going to be pathing on the inside. This is like kind of the theory behind making my corridor have a very, well, even for me, that's a pretty big looking dick. I mean, it looks like it's making me feel very, very self-conscious, even though it's only 2 blocks long, dealing with 2s all the time over here. So my theory is they're going to run up and try and be standing here, and then from there, they're going to try and go from this to stand on that one there. Now, that's a big enough gap that hopefully the zombies will fall down. That's the theory. How's it going to work in practice, though? Get their attention, AI back on. Oh, that's pretty smooth. That's really smooth. That's so much better. That might be a winner. That might be winner chicken dinner. Look, they're cruising up. They're no longer getting stuck on the wall anymore. They're just running up, trying to path on that one and then duck across to that one. And at no point are they stopping, are they staring, are they doing anything like that. The only thing now they're worried about is what they do when they hit the deck. Now, for the most part, they're kind of, I mean, they're all kind of going full floppy when they land down there, and ragdoll zombies is best doll zombies. That's a lot of them though. That's a lot of mops, and occasionally they do land on each other's head like that. So they're all landing in the same place, and when they drop off each other's heads, they don't ragdoll, and sure enough, they go into destroy everything mode. And they ruin my bloody corridor. Can you stop? Can you stop? I mean, that pillar's gonna break in a second. But that's alright, that's right, we're making progress, we're getting there. So far, we're looking so good. There's kind of one more issue that I think is super pressing for this particular design. Like, the challenge with the killing corridor, in my mind, is not to build something that will just break the zombies' AI. You need to break the AI and make it easy to build out of very, or relatively few and weak materials. Like, yes, you can build any base you want if you're rolling around with infinite steel and stuff like that. Build yourself Dishong Tower if you want to. They'll never get through it. But you need to be able to build something quickly, easily, and efficiently if you've got to be able to stand up to especially an early game horde, which is kind of what the essence of the challenge of the killing corridor is. So, I mean, the problem I've got at the moment is this pillar here. That's my, currently that's my weakness. Now, if you had some resources, that's the first protocol to upgrade. You always upgrade the weakest points first. It's just like a chain. Upgrade the pillars and everything standing on, then the wedge tips, and then once you've got more resources, everything else to match. But this here is where I'm going to have my first point of failure, I think. We saw one of the zombarinos already take to it and do a bit of damage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go like this. If you've ever seen a bridge in a river or something like that, you'll notice that the pillars in the water, generally, I mean, there's always exceptions out there, generally aren't just spherical or square or whatever. They usually have some sort of bow or bow out in front of it to kind of direct the water around it a little bit better. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to apply some fluid dynamics, which are super complicated and really hard to understand anyway, and I don't really do at all. Some fluid dynamics to zombie. We're going to go zombie fluid dynamics. And all the dynamics is spraying some blood and like all sorts of zombie fluids over the wall, but getting them to path around our pillars nicely without getting stuck, stopped, and breaking shit. A weird little side benefit of the corridor cock, which is what I'm going to term that particular little nubble there, is that you can run up, you can make that jump now. If you're running from a horde of zombies, you lure them into the corridor and make that jump across. And I'm just like, my guy that I'm rolling with now is just a mup. I've spent no skill points at all. He is as noob as you can possibly get. So if you're rolling around day one and you've built one of these somehow, you can make that jump regardless of what spaghetti legs you're currently rolling with. That is a nice thing, but you'll see I now have the bows, or the bows, whichever way you're supposed to actually pronounce that. Clearly not a nautical person. Whichever one you've built there, you can get around that. They'll run into this and go around it instead of getting stuck and beating on stuff. So that's looking pretty good. I reckon we might be just about there. This is looking all pretty hunky-dory. I mean, I might even, actually, you could build a zombie force field, which absolutely does still work in Alpha 19. The devs actually came out and said they can't patch out that arrow slot thing easily, so it's still there, which kind of cheapens it for me. It's like, it's a known exploit now. Instead of outsmarting the zombies, you're just going something that's known and broken and going, okay, I've got to apply it here, which I know is a very fine line. If it's a very grey line, It's just me personally. If you want to build one, absolutely go for it. I've always said, play the game however you have the most fun. And for me, I like trying to feel like I'm the smartest person in the room, which, given there's nobody else in the room, even then is still pretty rare for me. So it's just personal preference, I suppose. I might build one just to explain it, I suppose. But for now, let's go, let's just go some cheerleaders. I want to get as many cheerleaders as possible. Let's get a whole bunch of them, because I want them to get all stacked up and see if they stop like beating on that and like kind of forming around it like a sea of zombies would. Look at that. That is just a jittery, hungry, just like shivering mess down there. So far, so good. I want to see what happens down the bottom though. They're all pouring down, like just cutting the bottom out of a bloody glass jug. Look at them flop around. I love it. I love it so much. But, okay, these ones are going to be interesting here. They get up, they turn around, they run back the other way. Yeah, no, that's fine. That is fine. There is a puddle of zombies down there, but none of them are stopping to beat on my pillars. Oh, we're laughing, lads. We're bloody laughing. Look at them go. Happy days. I think just as like a basic chassis, like as the basic idea, I suppose, of the corridor, that is going to work about as good as anything I've built throughout, well, the years at this point. It's basically foolproof at this point. The only issue I can foresee is that center column there. You destroy that, you lose kind of everything. And also, I didn't build my standard kind of pyramid stairs at the bottom down here, so they have destroyed one of my stairs, but that's okay. In fact, I might even just go ahead and just, oh, there's some loot bag here. What are you going to give me? Another chainsaw? Not one. There must be something in the game's kind of coding that the first loot bag you get, like after you load the save, gives you the same thing. Because clearly, I've picked up this same loot bag before. Because look, right there. Already had it before, but thank you anyway. So I'll quickly just build up my my little pyramid stairs that I normally do down here, just to stop that happening again. And then I reckon I've got something I need to build for this. In fact, let's just focus on that. I can build the pyramid stairs in a second. How am I going to do this? I think the best way to go, I mean, I can't do this with my K tool anymore, which is really annoying. I can't just like clear the ground nice and easily. So I have to dig myself a hole manually. Can't just like specify what I want it to be. But if I just like dig a hole under here, that should enable the zombies to kind of get pushed around and not run directly back. Josh? I'm not really entirely sure how deep I want this thing to be. Where am I now? I'm like 1, 2 blocks, I think. 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, that's not deep enough. You go down to 3. Just because, like, I don't want the zombies to fall down here and then get stuck. Oh, jeez, this gun is way too powerful. Get stacked up and just kind of jump out of it again. I want them to actually take the exit that I have established for them all the way down to there. That looks pretty good. I've got a nice big pillar here. Sort you guys out. Still got kind of like the whole, like, bow action going on there, so it should be relatively safe. We'll get you sorted out like that soon. Okay, if I build a stairway out of there, a stairway out of hell, hopefully the zombies will take it and bypass this pillar entirely, or this whole thing will collapse. You never know. There we go. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So their pathing should take them up and out of here. By the time they reach here, they shouldn't really turn around and go back for me. They should go this way up to the stairs and get that all nice and lovely. I do need to finish off my pyramid stairs down here as well, but that should work pretty well. I just need to finish off the rest of this. I'm gonna need a bigger hole. This takes a long time to do it with this bloody gun, even though it's really good at destroying all the terrain. Doesn't go nearly fast enough. Alright, how does that look? Not only do I have the sweet angles going on all my pillars, I have it in my bloody pit as well. Let's get rid of you guys, get it all nice and even. Yeah, nah, that looks really bloody nice. That should work. I really hope it does. Now, clearly with this, you are going to need some sort of anti-vulture defense. I will come back in another video at some point and show you guys the different ways to protect against vultures and how you can do it and what I think is the best way to do it. Because after all, in Alpha 19 now, they do have some coding in the vultures that won't just kind of flap about above your head anymore. You put a cage up, they won't just like kind of sit there waiting for you to decide it's time to go and kill them. They will actually attack your base now. So you do have to deal with them one way or another. But I'll come back to that in another episode because right now, I just want to test this as is. In this current form factor, is this base going to be as good as what I hope it is? Let's get... In fact, you know what? It doesn't matter. So there's a lot of comments talking about how, like, I just test it with normal zombies. I don't test it with Horde Night zombies. They are the same zombies. The AI only applies, there's only one kind of AI for the zombies, and Horde just means that zombies are automatically aggressive towards you. You can't hide from them. They don't think any differently on Horde Night, but just to kind of tickle your fancy a little bit, I suppose, let's go all the way to right up on Horde Knight's nipples, speed up a little bit. Now, not a lot of zombies are going to spawn because, what level am I actually? I'm level 9, so some zombies might actually spawn. Here we go. Let's get ourselves some lanterns so we can actually see some stuff. That one there. Look, I'm not even paying attention to them. I'm so confident in this right now that I'm not even paying all the attention I possibly could be to what they're doing. Fat Mama's over there cruising around. Come on, everyone. Come one, come all. You're coming from every direction. Come this way. Come fight me. Come have a good time. Come run across my corridor. How did you get up there? Oh, here we go though. Yep, down and down into the hole. They all go and splat on the bottom. That guy's running the opposite direction. I have no idea how we got up here. They ran the opposite way, but sure, whatever. Yeah, now look, we're fine. We're fine. That idiot's got all confused. Oh, there we go. Finally decided to join the party and join the party down to the pit. We're easy. We're fine. Our happy days. So the Horde zombies weren't really doing anything for me. Let's get a couple of cheerleaders like that. Let's get them going like normal. Come over here, please. Oh, sorry. Turn your AI off. Get our AI back on. Let's get ourselves some whites as well. Just because I want to see what happens. You know, like the Horde only sends a certain amount of zombies towards you. Not that many, unfortunately. They're going to path up. Now, the only issue I'm kind of seeing here is the fact that that's taking up a lot of room. They were almost pathing better before I built that ditch. It's kind of gotten their way now. But once they're in the cycle, once they're in the killing corridor ecosystem, not really having any issues at all. They fall down, they break their ankles. They're all going goopy ganas while they get down there. Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. I'm confident. Look, I've only built this out of flagstone as well. If any of these guys decided to actually start destroying shit, it wouldn't last very long. But clearly by the time you're at like a late game stage, you've got this in steel or at least reinforced concrete and stuff. Not that hard to get concrete these days. You can find them in the blue pallets. But you know, we're good. No worries. The killing corridor has not only survived the updates Alpha 19, I would say in this form, it's even better than it used to be. You know what? I'm so confident that nothing's going to happen here. I'm going to turn my AI off. I'm just going to watch these zombies run in circles for the outro because that is the late game stage killing corridor. I'm not going to do anything about upgrading stuff. Just run it as it is and we'll be A-okay. So I'll have to come back and continue to build some other bases. I've got some other plans for you guys in another episode because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.